Good morning, sir, classmates. My name is Michael and I'm one of the reporters today for our topic, Introduction to Finance. For our agenda, we have 9 topics for our presentation, which is what is finance, the role of finance in an organization, importance of data and technology, careers in finance, markets and participants, microeconomic and macroeconomic, financial institutions, concept of time and value, and finally our conclusion. For our first topic, what is finance? Finance is the study of management, movement, and raising of money. It encompasses understanding the uses and sources of cash, as well as the concept of risk-reward trade-off. Finance serves as a decision-making tool and plays a crucial role in various sectors. As finance focuses on maximizing the value of a firm in a risky environment by managing short-term assets and liabilities, that are working capital management. And it also determines long-term investments and optimizes the mix of long-term debt and equity financing. Investments involve the creation and growth of wealth through various financial instruments, including stocks and real assets like real estate, commodities. It also includes bonds, derivatives, mutual funds, ETFs, and retirement. Financial market institutions encompasses firms and regulatory agencies overseeing the financial system and facilitating investment practices and ensuring market integrity and stability. This area also includes regulatory bodies like the SEC, FINRA, and SIPC, which regulate investment practices and protect investors. Next is, why do we study finance? Finance is the lubricant of the economy, essential for facilitating transactions and allocating resources efficiently. It offers numerous career opportunities and is valued by employers for decision-making roles. Financial literacy empowers individuals to manage personal finances effectively and make informed investment decisions. Understanding finance provides analytical tools for evaluating risk-return trade-offs in various decision-making contexts. It also helps us gain a global perspective on financial markets and effectively help us manage personal and corporate return in finance. Finance posits that an increased risk corresponds to an increase in expected return, though not always uniformly. Return compensates investors for making investments and waiting for benefits such as interest, dividends, or increased job satisfaction. Risk encompasses various components including default risk, which is the risk that borrowers may fail to repay the loans or debt obligations, inflation risk, which is the risk of losing purchasing power due to the rising inflation, diversifiable or unsystematic risk, is the risk associated with specific assets or industries that can be reduced through diversification. Non-diversifiable or systematic risk is a market-wide risk that cannot be eliminated through diversification. And lastly, political risk, the risk arising from political decisions or instability impacting investments.
Now, let's talk about the role of finance in an organization. Finance has many functions within an organization. Finance department is the one who establishes and implements company policy objectives, monitor results, responds to strategic changes, manages budget and forecast, and even interact with stakeholders. Aside from the major roles of finance in an organization, within the business or company, finance department consists of some job titles which carry certain responsibilities depending on position. And these are the controller, treasurer, vice president of finance, and a chief financial officer. Job positions under finance department. First is the controller, or also known as the controller. The finance controller oversees financial reporting, accounting activities, payroll, accounts receivable, accounts payable, taxes, inventory control, and external auditors, ensuring the day-to-day financial operation of the business. Next is the treasurer. The treasurer is responsible for cash flow monitoring, loan structuring, debt obligations, borrowing decisions, and excess fund investment. The Vice President of Finance, or VPF, is an executive responsible for overseeing the controller and treasurer's responsibilities, focusing on developing and mentoring competent staff to deliver accurate and detailed reports. And the last one is the Chief Finance Officer, or CFO. It is in a big picture position and is responsible for working on capital management, capital structure optimization, final capital budgeting decisions, as well as strategic financial planning and goal setting. Financial planning. Financial planning helps businesses maximize profit and wealth by understanding their current financial situation, planning processes, and contingency. If you're wondering what contingency is, it is a future event or situation which is possible to happen but cannot be predicted with certainty. Financial planning considers strategic objectives, ethical practices, fund sources, and costs. Financial plans are presented in commercial banks, ensuring new financing for critical expansion moments. A good financial planning consists of the following common features. First is income statements including the past, current, and pro forma. Pro forma is an assumption from the past events to form projections for future events. Each income statement would create probable scenarios and provide a sensitivity analysis for key assumptions. Next is cash flow statements. It is critical for financial planning since it consists of estimation of the timing and magnitude of actual cash flows available to meet financial obligations. Next is balance sheets, which is also critical for demonstrating the sources and uses of funds for a firm. Forecasting in the form of expected sales, cost of funds, and micro and macroeconomic conditions. Last is financial analysis, including ratio analysis, common size financial statements, and trend statements. For us to fully understand the accounting system, the picture illustrates the process. First is to classify, summarize, and analyze the data. Next is to prepare financial reports, and the last one is to use financial reports to evaluate the firm and make decisions. Next is forecasting and budgeting. Forecasting and budgeting are common practices for businesses, governmental agencies, not-for-profit firms, and individual households. As with many of the financial topics introduced in this chapter, these activities are valuable for individuals and business alike. Budgeting. Budgeting involves planning for the amount, sources, and uses of cash. A firm typically creates its annual budgeting before the year begins. With budgeting, they establish objectives through financial statements based on historical data and future aspirations. However, actual events can still change the timing and magnitude of the expected cash flows. Budgeting process develop pro forma financial statements such as income, cash flow statements, and balance sheet. These benchmarks were established to determine whether the firm met or surpassed its objectives, and they also act as a warning if the firm falls short. Budgeting also involves all departments within a firm. This is to determine the sources and uses of funds to achieve department and company objectives and to promote successful processes. Budgeting is a periodic renewal and reminder of the firm's goal. Now let's move on to the financial forecasting. Forecasting addresses the changes necessary to the budgeting process. In simple terms, budgeting or planning is a roadmap for organization, while forecasting helps in navigating the inevitable detours toward the firm's objectives. Forecasting starts with firm's budget and recommends changes. It is based on the difference between budgeted financial statements and actual results. And forecasting adjusts management's behavior in the immediate term and serves as a foundation for subsequent budgets.
1.3 Importance of data. Importance of data. Financial data is crucial for businesses, internal and external analysis, enabling better decisions and budgeting. It aids in preparing financial statements, assisting executives in making consistent value-adding decisions, and determining financing strategies. Accurate data is essential for avoiding gut feelings and seat-of-the-pants decision-making. So, data is the currency of finance for a number of reasons. The first is better decision-making. Second, risk management. Third, competitive advantage. And last is regulatory compliance. In short, data allows financial professionals to make smarter decisions, manage risk more effectively, and stay ahead of the competition. Data types. Financial statements provide crucial decision-making information as companies synthesize data and create at least 3 financial statements or report. So here are the 3 financial statements. The first one is income statement. Second is statement of cash flow. Third is balance sheet. So here's why they are crucial in finance. The first one is accuracy and consistency. Second, efficient calculation. Third is data integration and analysis. And last is software functionality. In its basic form, basic data types are the foundation for reliable financial modeling and analysis. They analyze the trustworthiness data, simplify calculation, and empower effortless integration and exploration of financial information. The impact of digitalization. Digitalization has made storage and transmission more convenient and cost-effective. Companies increasingly share information via cloud storage, video conferencing, emails, and Zoom meetings. Still, they must secure data security to avoid unauthorized access. Companies have shifted data storage to the cloud, resulting in benefits such as lower energy use, specialized data security services, and software and hardware maintenance. However, data hacking and safety remain major concerns. So, here's why it has such an important impact in finance. First is enhanced efficiency and productivity. So, it has automation, streamlined processes, and cost reduction. And for the improved customer experience, it has convenience, personalizations, transparency. And for the innovation and new opportunities, it has fintechs, products, data-driven decisions, and financial inclusion. And lastly, for the challenges to consider, it has cybersecurity, job displacement, and digital divide. So overall, the impact of digitalization in finance is undeniable. It's driving efficiency, innovation, and a more inclusive financial system, but challenges like cybersecurity and potential job losses need to be addressed for a smooth transition. Uses of data. These are the 6 ways managers can use internally created financial statements to make better decisions. The first is analyzing the impact of corporate initiatives. Second, providing budget development. Third is assisting cost savings or getting rid of tasks that are duplicated. The fourth is offering information by data strategy planning and visioning. Fifth is ensure the same data and content across departments. And last is motivating teams. So here's how data works in finance. First is investment decision. Second, risk management. Third is fraud detection. Fourth is personalized products and services. Fifth, market analysis. And the sixth one is algorithmic trading. And last is regulatory compliance. So in basic form, data empowers informed decision making across the financial spectrum. It's a driving force behind the better investments, sophisticated risk management, and efficient markets, and ultimately a more secure and dynamic financial statement or system. 1.4 Careers in Finance. Job opportunities in finance. So, job in finance range from entry-level data input and collecting to more sophisticated tasks like data analysis and forecasting. These careers are rewarding, varied, and pay well. In the commercial, charity, and government sectors, having a solid understanding of finance is essential. So, job opportunities in finance, along with understanding market trends, is crucial for several reasons. First is future-proofing your career. Second, making informed career choices. Third is optimizing your job search. Fourth, commanding a competitive salary. And last is preparing for the future of finance. So here are some resources to help you stay on top of the job opportunities and market trends in finance. First is job boards. Second is in the industry publications, And third is professional organization. So by staying informed about job opportunity and market trends, you can make strategic decisions about your career path and finance and position yourself for success in the ever-changing financial landscape. Career options that finance provide. First is financial manager. The individual oversees and produces reports on an organization's financial requirements, uses, and associated operations. Second is investment relations associate. The individual prepares and presents financial information to investors and other stakeholders. Third is budget analyst. Review, plan, and analyze an organization finance activities. Fourth is credit analyst. A creditworthiness specialist examines financial data for potential clients and consumers, and they often work for banks, credit unions, and rating agencies such as Moody's or Standard & Poor's. Next is financial analyst. Collects and analyzes data to plan future operations and evaluate prior decisions. Next is personal financial advisor. This gives clients advice on short, intermediate, and long-term financial planning. Next is loan officer. This helps individuals and organizations apply for loans, usually for depository financial institutions like commercial banks. Next is insurance underwriter. This evaluates risk and prices for insurance products such as life, property, and casualty insurance. Next is financial examiner. This determines and supervises the actions of depository institution to ensure correct practice and behavior. Last is finance professor. This teaches college seminars, conducts economic and financial research, and contributes to the community by sitting on boards and giving financial expertise. Financial analyst roles. Financial analysts, many of whom are executive-level financial offers, conduct market research, forecasting, modeling, cost analysis, and comparative valuation. They work across divisions, relying on marketing and production people for accurate sales prediction and accountants for financial reports. So, the chart list of the following tasks financial analysts perform. Financial analyst gathers data, analyzes results, makes forecasts, generates reports, build Excel models, and make presentations. So, the charts also shows the financial analysts use the data they gather to make presentations, forecast, and reporting. Financial analysts also describe as making presentation and making forecasts and generating reports. Also, financial analysts play a critical role in the financial world for several reasons. First is cornerstone of financial decisions. Second is risk management experts. Third is valuation and investment guidance. Fourth is communication bridge. And the last is strategic partners. So in short, financial analysts are the detectives of financial world. They uncover valuable insights from data, manage risk, and guide investment decisions, and ultimately contribute to the financial well-being and strategic direction and organization. Business or management analyst roles. A business analyst work description is similar to that of financial analyst, but with a emphasis on strategic and analytical thinking. They evaluate business prospects based on industry, best practices, and process development, team building, and information technology. They offer the best action to executives, create strategies, identify difficulties, and optimize production and product mix. The process involves gathering information, interviewing personnel, analyzing financial data, identifying risk causes, proposing solutions, presenting findings to decision markets, and collaborating with managers to ensure successful changes. So, business analysts and management analysts, while not strictly part of the finance department, play a crucial role in supporting financial activities within an organization. So here's why their roles are important in finance: understanding business needs, streamlining financial process, data analysis and reporting, cost management and budgeting, project management and risk assessment, communication and collaboration. So in simple terms, Business and management analysts serves as the translators and strategists at the intersection of finance and businesses operations. They bridge the communication gap, ensure financial decisions are rooted in sound business needs, and optimize process to maximize the strategic use of financial resources to achieve organizational goals.
Here is the market and participants. Here is the primary and secondary market. New securities are distributed on the primary market, similar to how new cars are sold, while old securities are exchanged on the secondary market, similar to how used cars. Primary market is a term used in financial markets to identify the market for the purchase and the sale of new securities. Secondary market is a term used in financial markets to represent the purchase or sale of used securities to trade after the initial sale by the offering firm. The dealers is the one who they seek to make markets by who buys or sell belongings at offer and propose prices in order to improve the economy and availability. The dealers is the one who facilitate the market and the trading of securities. It's also for easy purchase and sale. Brokers do not trade from their own accounts. Instead, they operate between both buyers and sellers. Brokers, individuals, or a firm that brings together potential buyers and sellers of a product and receives a commission at transaction. Trade between individuals is made simpler and more successful by financial intermediaries like investment companies and business banks. They may produce different investments and take investment money. The financial intermediaries is a commercial bank or mutual fund investment company that serves as an intermediary to enable easier and more efficient exchanges among transacting parties.
Microeconomic and macroeconomic matters. Microeconomics. Microeconomics focuses on allocation decisions of individual entities, examining incentives, behavior, consumer choices, and supply and demand, aiding financial forecasting, planning, and budgeting. We can see the word micro, that means small or individual scale. Also, microeconomics concerned with how individuals and business allocate resources and set prices for goods and services. We can also see here how individual decision can affect the specific economic relationship and system. Macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the behavior and performance of an economy as a whole or group. It focuses on analyzing and understanding the underlying forces that drive economic growth, inflation, unemployment, and income. Macro is indicating a large or collective scope and looks at the company as a whole. We can see how it affects the people living within them. Also, government use macroeconomics to explore broader economic trends and to track variables like inflation, economic growth, unemployment, and many more. Importance of macroeconomics variables in financial markets. First, inflation. Impacts prices a key factors in sales forecasts. Inflation refers to the increase in the general level of prices of goods and services over time. We will see when inflation is high, the purchasing power of money decreases. Second, interest rates affect the cost of borrowing and investment returns. The interest rate is the fees charged for borrowing money and the rewards offered for lending money. Third, unemployment rate influences labor costs and a company's ability to hire. and the unemployment rate is the percentage of the labor force that is actively looking for work but unable to find a job. Lastly, stock market refers investors' expectation about future economic growth impacting overall financial decisions. The stock market is a marketplace where investors buy and sell shares of ownership in the company. Stock prices are influenced by various factors like company's performance, investor sentiment, and expectations about the future of the economy. Relationship between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Microeconomic decisions and behaviors collectively shape macroeconomic outcomes, while macroeconomic conditions and policies influence the environment in which microeconomic units operate. This relationship is important for businesses and individuals to make informed decisions and achieve the desired economic outcomes at both micro and macro levels.
Financial instruments. Money market and instruments. The money market is a financial market or unorganized exchange market where participants can lend and borrow for short term, which means money market securities having maturities of less than 1 year. Low risk specifically means that the probability of default by the issuer is very unlikely. And highly liquid securities by means that the money market instruments can generally be sold in a secondary market very quickly at or near their current market value. So how does the money market work? Let's say, for example, the investors pool their money and invest in mutual fund schemes, wherein the fund manager decided to invest those funds to purchase investment products like corporate bonds, government bonds, fixed deposit, cash, and etc. that will now generate returns and will be passed back to the investors. Money market includes instruments like T-bills or treasury bills. It is a short-term debt instruments issued by the government. T-bills help the government meet short-term liquidity needs and are considered default risk-free because they are covered by the government. They have very short maturities and are exempt from state and local income taxes, offering some of the lowest effective interest rates on publicly traded debt securities. T-bills also have a broad secondary market where investors can trade previously issued bills. Treasury bills are short-term investment issued by the Philippine government through the Bureau of the Treasury. These bonds carry minimal risk and are originally issued with tenor or maturity of 91 to 364 days. Commercial paper. It is a short-term unsecured debt security issued by corporations and financial institutions to meet short-term financing needs. It is used for purposes such as payroll, inventory, and receivables financing. For instance, credit card companies utilize commercial paper to fund credit card payments. Commercial paper typically has a maturity of 1 to 270 days. Due to the lesser oversight and the unsecured nature of commercial paper, only highly rated firms can issue this unsecured paper. Negotiable certificates of deposit or NCDs. These are short-term investments with terms ranging from a week up to a year on average. NCD are large CDs issued by financial institutions, typically in increments of 100,000 or more, although minimum amounts are often 1 million with maturities ranging from 2 weeks to 6 months. Unlike regular certificate of deposits, NCDs do not have deposit insurance and are aimed at institutional investors. They can be traded in a secondary market prior to maturity, offering liquidity to investors. NCDs often offer higher interest rates than regular CDs because the issuing institutions can use these funds for the entire maturity period. The Federal Reserve has lower reserve requirements for NCDs compared to other deposits. Certificate of deposits is basically the lender depositing money in the bank, so as a proof, the bank gives a certificate of deposit. And CDs are negotiable, which means that they can be bought and sold in the secondary market before they mature. This allows investors to sell them to other investors if they need to access their funds before the maturity date. CDs, on the other hand, are typically non-negotiable and cannot be sold to other investors. Capital market and its instruments. The capital market is where longer-term financial instruments are traded. It differs from the money market in terms of longer maturities, varying default risk, and less certain liquidity and homogeneity of instruments. Capital market instruments include debt instruments traded in the bond markets and equity securities traded on the stock markets. It includes instruments like treasury notes and treasury bonds. T-notes have maturities of 2 to 10 years. T-notes differ from T-bills in that they are longer term, pay semi-annual coupon interest, and pay the face value at maturity, while treasury bonds have maturities of 20 or 30 years. T-bonds are like T-notes in that they pay semi-annual coupon interest, payments for the life of the security, and pay the face value at maturity. They are longer term than notes and typically have higher coupon interest. Concepts of time and value. Many of us students love to spend but never save money. College is expensive, and it is easier for us to spend our earned money to borrow to meet the rest of our obligations. Businesses, however, continually make decisions about when and how much money to borrow or invest. Sometimes the best decision is to invest as soon as possible to grab opportunities, and other times it is better to delay new investments to pay dividends to the owners of the company. Impact of time on saving and spending. The impact of time on saving and spending is significant and can greatly affect one's financial well-being. The choice between spending now or saving and investing for the future involves a trade-off between immediate consumption and future consumption. Various factors such as short-term, intermediate, and long-term goals influence these decisions. For short-term goals, safety of the principal invested is important, and the value of compounding returns is minimal compared to longer-term investments. Short-term investors typically have a low risk tolerance and hope to beat the rate of inflation with a little extra. An example could be to start a holiday savings account at your bank as a way to save, earn a small rate of return, and ensure that your funds set aside for consumption at the end of the year. An intermediate investment may be to save for a new car or for the down payment on the house or vacation home. Again, maintaining the principal is important, but you have some time to recover from poor investment returns. Intermediate term investments tend to earn higher average annual rates of return than short-term investments, but they also have greater uncertainty and risk. Long-term investments have the advantage of enough time to recover from temporary poor performance and the luxury of compounded returns over a long period. Further, long-term investments tend to have a greater risk and higher expected average annual rates of return. Even though this is a business finance text, sometimes a personal finance example is easier to locate to. So to illustrate, let's take a look at this table. So as per this table shown on the screen, the annual rate of return is 10%. So as shown in the table, let's compare scenario 1 to scenario 4, as it is the biggest age difference shown in the table. So scenario 1 starts to invest at the age of 26 and stop investing at the age of 60. And it has a total of 35 investments with 175,000 total invested amount and got a total of 1,490,634 amount of money after 34 years of investing. while scenario 4 starts at the age of 9 and stop investing at the age of 13. It has 5 total of investment and 25,000 total invested amount and got a total of 2,961,500 after 51 years, but they invest for only 4 years. So the common factor is that the greater time leads to additional compounding of the investments and thus greater future values. Definition of economic value. Value is a term used frequently in business and especially in economics, accounting, and finance. Financial people like to speak in terms of market values. Market values are calculated using expected future cash flows discounted to today. Market values are the prices that consumers pay for a product. Economic value is what we believe consumers are actually willing to pay for a product, service, or experience. For example, the price of a movie ticket may be $10, but there are individuals who are willing to pay far more for the experience of watching a movie on the bigger screen. Let's look at this picture. In this case, the market value of a cup of coffee is $2, but the man is willing to pay $4. The consumer surplus for the man in this scenario would be $4 what he is willing to pay, minus $2 the market value, which means it equals to $2. This means that the man gains $2 of value or satisfaction from purchasing the cup of coffee.
For the summary and key points, finance is the operation and exchange of money which is important to the economy's effective use of its finances. It provides many different areas of job opportunities and knowledge about finances which encourages people. A broad knowledge of risk-return decisions is necessary to make wise decisions. Technologies and finances are essential components of analysis and decision-making operations. The significance of financial strategy for people as well as companies can be seen by the effects of duration on saving money, expenses, and financial worth.
Importance of findings. First, finance plays a crucial role in the economy by managing, moving, and raising money. This underscores the importance of finance in facilitating economic activities and transactions. Second, understanding cash flows, sources, and uses of funds and the risk-reward trade-off are central to finance. This emphasizes the importance of financial analysis and risk management in making sound financial decisions. Third, the study of finance is essential for facilitating transactions, pursuing career opportunities, managing personal finances, and making informed decisions. These findings highlight the practical applications and the relationship of finance in different domains, from business transactions to personal planning. And lastly, financial planning, including the preparation of financial statements, forecasting, analysis, and accounting system is essential for firms to maximize profit and wealth, showing the importance of planning and financial planning for organizational success and value creation. For our closing statement, finance is not only about numbers and records, but the power to influence the future of all of us. Again, we are the Group 1 and thank you for listening.